Did you receive my text?
I'm offline laughing at you guys. It was funny. Or no, actually, when she said this bunch, I was like, yeah, that's a good way to describe it. This we look like this.
Welcome everyone to our regular Tuesday night Collaborating Connections professional networking meeting. My name is Dawn Evans Casey and I'm the leader of the bunch. Collaborating Connections is a subgroup of TTR networking, which is to the rescue networking, which has been around for more than 14 years. We started out in Central Indiana, meeting in small groups in person, but since COVID, several of the groups have gone to a virtual Zoom call for the meeting, which we have, and works out great because we're able to meet with wonderful professionals from coast to coast and around the world. If you happen to be catching a recording of our meeting and are interested in joining us for professional networking, please reach out to us through our Facebook group, our LinkedIn page, or through the TTR networking website. We'd love to hear from you. Would love to meet you. On the TTR networking groups are generally, some are industry exclusive, some are not. As I mentioned, some meet in person, some meet virtually via Zoom. And there are several groups to choose from, several opportunities for networking in person or virtual, depending on what you prefer. So if you're interested, please just reach out and let us know. And we look forward to talking with you. If your industry is already represented in an industry exclusive group, there are various other groups also available to look at and check out. On a weekly basis, we generally start out by sharing our wins from the past week or something to celebrate that's coming up soon. So I'm going to take this opportunity to open the floor and invite anyone to share with us any of their wins or celebrations. What do we got, collaborators? Jennifer?
Hey, just had a really quick call, but very informative call with Pavithri. So I just say she does know what she's talking about. She actually, I have no doubt she knows what she's talking about. But I just want to say, I kind of did what I would probably tell other people to not do. Don't just assume somebody's sitting at their phone waiting for your call. But she did say, and I knew that if she wasn't available, she wouldn't get on. But we've been working with our son in Colorado and getting the ANA solar wash here. So we're making strides. But the thing was that Pavithri had given us some referral or some people to talk to. We're finally doing that. And so I thought I had a question and our son was on the other line and we were able to conference him in for a couple minutes and she answered some questions about some of the Anyway, it's just really nice to know that people help. And she did say if she wasn't available, she wouldn't have answered. I did take advantage of it though. And I want everybody to know I would typically probably text somebody and say, are you available, before I just call her at 5:30 and assume she's sitting there. But
you know what? 90% of the time I'm on the road too. So no, seriously, call me is perfectly fine. If I'm on a call with a client, I just send you the voicemail and I return your call. That's all it comes down to. So
well, thank you. And it was very, very good information. And I just say, this is why we network, because we truly I don't know all of the stuff she knows. Obviously, I don't want to know all the stuff she knows. So there you go. But anyway, thank you, Pavithri. I do appreciate it. And Philip says the same thing. So there you go. And Adam.
of course.
Awesome. Awesome. That's what networking is all about. That's why we do what we do.
So Nancy Vesley has been answering my Medicare questions for my husband. Okay, there we go. She's going to help him get set up. And then CB, these are three things. Yes, I'm taking everybody's oxygen here, but three things. Third thing, CB is going to take pictures of our music on Thursday. So, I mean, look, there's not much else. I've got, you guys cover the bases right there. I mean, I don't have to buy a house right now, guys. I'm sorry. I don't need to, but yeah, I know. Just want to know, but thank you everybody that has, that's why we do it. So I am muting now. All right.
All right. I know I'll share, many of you may know that I am preparing for a family reunion this weekend and have been going crazy in all of the details, but I'm really happy to share that the reason why we network, why we know some wonderful professionals. I needed some hand fans to go in the welcome bags of my guests, and reached out to our global sponsor, Offset Printing, Robert Bonjour. And I sent him the information, the picture I wanted on the fan, the grade of paper, cardboard that I wanted it printed on, and they turned a quote around to me that was very affordable. So I said, let's go with that. And additionally, I let them know my husband has been working on the booklet that includes all of the historical data on the families that will be attending the reunion. And I think it's about 40 pages long. And I told Robert that my husband was looking at some printing options as well. So Robert quoted it. I'm not sure. I don't think that Casey chose offset printing, but was happy. The prices were good. I think he went with someone who just quoted and responded to him sooner, since we're in crunch time now. But it's just an awesome feeling when you have trusted professionals that you know, to turn to and request a quote or gather information from. I was visiting with my sorority sister this weekend, and her daughter needs new medical insurance, and immediately Nancy popped into my head. So I'm reaching out to Nancy to make a warm introduction of the two of them and say, hey, can you connect and talk with my niece and give her some direction there? So Nancy was able to do that. I've got a referral that I need to pass on to Carol, and it's just, while we're out and about doing our regular stuff, there's opportunity for us to meet and connect wonderful people and make some good things happen. So those are my wins. Those are my wins. Anybody else got anything to share?
I will say that last week Bright Idea Show came out a million times better than I expected it to.
You did a fabulous job, Pavithri. You really did.
Thank you. Believe it or not, I wasn't worried about the speech part because I only, like 10 minutes before was when I finally got the script of everything else.
Oh, wow. See, the things that we never know.
Right. So I'm like, finally, when I sat down and listened, I'm like, oh, good. I actually did sound like I know what I'm doing. So that felt pretty good. So I think next month won't be as bad since I have an idea now. So be good.
Super fantastic.
Glad you enjoyed the speech, Dawn. Thank you for that email, by the way. That made my day.
Did you say you will be asked back, or did you say you were?
No, so doing the hosting part won't be as bad.
Okay. I for
Uh,
a minute was hearing as you know what I'm saying. I was like, why would they not ask whatever? But you did a great job. You
yeah,
did a great job. So
Don, I believe you now owe me an affirmative answer.
Let me get through this weekend.
Okay. Deal.
Let me get through this weekend and I will have an answer for you for sure.
Okay.
If I maintain my sanity, if I survive, I will for sure have an answer for you. And just to let everybody know that Pavithri, now that she has gone under the gauntlet, she has laid it down for me to be a speaker at a future Bright Ideas as well.
Time out. I laid that down to you and Jennifer long before I went to speak. Just say. And that same one applies to everybody else on this call as well.
All
3,
right.
6, or 9-minute speeches. If you're interested, let me know. Please.
it's like going to a TED Talk. And it's like, I think, you know, so you don't have to talk about your business. You talk about something.
We actually don't want you to.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, my goodness, Robert Hailey could be off the charts. I mean, I don't know if that's the right word to say, because I don't know if that makes him think but literally every time he talks, there's something wise that comes out of his mouth, right? So I have no doubt. Carol, you too. I didn't mean to sound like that.
No, I don't care. That's fine.
But that's, I mean, that is exactly, and that was really nice of you, Pavithri, to invite everybody, because
My goal is to make sure the wine tasting is very successful next month and be there with the topic list and see who I can fill it with. Because I believe there's quite a number of people within TTR that has a lot of stories, wisdom, and advice that they can share with a lot of people.
Absolutely. And I believe it's on the list of benefits of TTR networking, you know, is that this gives us an opportunity to further our skill sets and to share our knowledge so that people understand, yes, we are subject matter experts in some areas. We are, you know, intelligent, dedicated professionals who are able to share our point of view. So it's just a great opportunity all around, and it's something, certainly if we have the time, that we should take advantage of. So thanks again, Pavithri. Any other wins to share? Carol, you had a few that you mentioned before we started.
Yes, last week I flew down to Florida and I met some clients that were referred to me by another agent up here. And I flew down purposely to meet with them. I showed them 12 homes total, in and out of the humidity, but it was still fun. They were mostly looking at homes with an in-ground pool in the back. So I'd go stick my feet in the pool while they looked at the house.
All right.
So I just kind of made myself okay. But they are going to buy. So I'm excited. They've already picked out the one they want. So they're going to do that. And then another win is when I was at the airport in Indianapolis getting ready to fly down, I just happened to be talking to a lady about going down, and she said she was ready to get back down to home. That's where she loved to be. She hated being in Indiana, but her and her husband were going to try to look for a place up here so that they could stay longer and not have to worry about their family being with their family the whole time. They had some privacy or their own little place. And I said, well, you're talking to the right person here, because I'm licensed in Indiana and Florida. So she said, give me your card. So I did. Yesterday, the husband called me and said that this is Jackie's husband, and I didn't know who Jackie was, but that was her. He called me, the husband called me and said, we're going to do something, but right now my son is looking in Punta Gorda. And we want to make sure he's got somebody that's very familiar with Punta Gorda. I said, you got me. I said, just give me my information, have him call me. I'll fly down anytime. So I got that. And I had a closing this today of one of the brand new marketplace towns in Fishers. And the customer is locating from Texas. She's not here. So we did the final walkthrough with the builders and the contractors and stuff this morning. I was there and made sure everything was okay, but closed on that. And that was $453,000 condo. So I'm excited for her. She's a sweet lady. I'm excited for her to get up here because I told her when she gets up here, I'm going to take her and her daughter out to dinner. So, but those are my wins. So, and I'm excited. Very excited.
Good stuff going on, Carol.
Mhm.
All righty.
The closing.
Yes, it was good.
Congrats on the closing.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was relocation, so it was good.
There you go. Sure. Well,
Robert?
I haven't been in a while, so I do apologize. I've been plenty busy. We are pulling together a first-time homebuyer fair, which will be happening this Saturday from 11 to 2 o'clock at Eastern Star main campus. I just sent the information to yourself and Jennifer.
Awesome. Thank you.
So the flyer, there's 3 flyers. One is in English, one is in Spanish, and one is one that you can send out as an email. So that's from 11 to 2, free. Good chance for folks who can interested in buying a home, looking to buy a home, brand new home, or just interested, just want to get information about down payment assistance. But we have builders that's building affordable homes in the community for those who are first-time home buyers can see that they can buy a brand new home in the community that they can afford. And then there's money to assist them in this process as well. So that's there itself. Pretty busy. Last month we're closing about 15 loans, and this month should be about 15 again. So it's pretty busy. Then plus all the work I'm doing as well. So that's just, then not counting my not-for-profit things I do. We took 30 young men and ladies down to Atlanta to our national chapter for the 100 Black Men. So that was a huge lift there itself, as well as doing a lot of my other board meetings, stuff I do as well. So plenty busy. So
Awesome.
gotta jump off at 7 too.
Okay. Did the students come back, the Indy students come back with any wins in the competition?
Yeah, we normally have our financial literacy final competition down there. We took first place.
Awesome. Woohoo.
So I think for the last 7 years, we've been either first place or second place. We've come in. We have definitely showed each time we are. I was, it's always pleasing to see the young people really make things happen, see things, how they make things work. Presentation. I always love our Saturday event. Our Saturday event is a youth conference put on by youth. Youth, they learn information themselves right there on day one when they get to the conference. They pull it all together. I think normally it's about 30 young men and ladies on the panel, and it's amazing to see the talent that they have and see down there at different age levels. So I always love to see that. So it was always fun.
Wonderful. I had the opportunity to attend a couple of those conferences years ago, and just phenomenal. Totally impressed. So I'll be looking forward to touching base with you, Robert, about 100 Black Men being our focus nonprofit for the August Fun Fridays. So
Okay.
very much looking forward to that. So we'll talk to you in detail about that soon.
Right, did you get my text message about for next month?
For next month? No, I did not. Wait,
Yeah.
which text message?
Text message about for the location in Fishers meeting.
He's talking about the in-person meeting with
Oh, okay.
Natalie.
Just the change to that date, or is there
Yeah,
more?
we checked it because you said July, and I
Mhm.
sent you a date, and I never heard back, so a date.
Oh, yes, that works. That's what we want to go with, most definitely. So
Okay.
I'll
That's what we-
clarify that in a communication to
Okay,
everyone.
all right. So I kind of locked in that date, but I will make for sure.
Okay,
The 20,
yes, for sure.
I think it's the 23rd, I think I got it on.
That sounds good.
I
Yeah,
think it's what I got it on.
all righty.
Okay.
Any other wins or celebrations? Anything, Nancy?
Hey, AHIP for 2025 opened yesterday.
What's that?
It's the test you have to take to sell Medicare.
Ah,
First test you have to take.
okay.
I'm trying to get excited for her, guys. She's being sarcastic.
No, it's
However-
exciting, Got to pass another test. Pass another test.
Yeah, but Nancy, you are good at what you do, and I would just, I know it's not fun. I took it a number of years. I did. I mean, I can honestly say it's very difficult. But you guys, we all know we don't want to refer somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, right? So Nancy's a nice girl, but if she didn't really understand what she was selling, I don't know if we'd all be that excited about referring her. So Nancy, but that is kind of exciting too, in the respect that it means that it's coming. And
Yeah.
that's the big exciting time of the year, right? I can't
Yep.
believe how quickly the summer's going to go by if that's happening too. My goodness. Crazy.
All righty. Well, let us know when you're hunkered down studying, Nancy.
Okay.
Okay, so next up, I love to ask our fearless leader, Jennifer Johnson, to give us updates on what's going on with TTR networking. So Jennifer, take it away.
Well, thank you. Let me just say that let me make sure everybody on here hears that our next Fun Friday, it's a little bit out of sequence here because it's not till August. But make sure you've got August the 23rd on your calendar. And that is actually going to be at the Cohatch. Because Cohatch is, and I guess I should have put that as a win, but Cohatch, if you've ever been to one of them, they are a new community partner with TTR. And the location we're going to go to, I've got it, but I don't know what the address, but it's the newest one. And it's, I just wrote it down. It's at Lewis Street in Indianapolis. I put it in a map quest yesterday or something. It said it was about a half hour from here. So it is in Indianapolis. I am hoping it's at 16th and Monon. So I'm hoping that will maybe maybe attract a few of our members that maybe didn't want to go somewhere more north, hopefully that'll open up the door a little bit. But anyway, that is on Friday, August 23rd. It is from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We have the room for a little bit before and a little bit after. And that is where the 100 Black Men will be our nonprofit. We're networking for a nonprofit that day. You'll be seeing some information that'll come out pretty quickly about this. So you'll get invitations. If you've been at all involved, you're going to see the email. So, but let's just backtrack a little bit. Today is Tuesday, August the 23rd. No, it isn't. Sorry, June 25th. I don't know what's wrong with me. On Thursday, we are launching a new group that is called the Connectors Club, and that is in McCordsville at I think it's the country, it's a restaurant there. I just sent it out to everybody. And that is from 9 a.m. until, what is it? 9 a.m. until 10. And it's our Connectors Club. It's at I've got it right here. The Crossings restaurant, I'm sorry, in Pendleton. And that's where they will meet from here on out every Thursday. But that one, then we have open networking on Friday, June 28th. And I can't tell you, but my son is our oldest. He has a pretty big birthday that day. And I'm kind of like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be out. I'm going to be too old to go to anybody's. I mean, really, if I've got a son that old, I don't know, guys. Just realize that's the 28th. I'm kidding. Friday, the 28th, though, that is at the Haverstick. And then let's see, there's so many different things that are right now in the works. And I know, there's all kinds of things. I just talked to a lady. I don't know if anybody's ever met Barb Miller, but she is, it's going to be really great if we can get her to speak for us. But anyway, just all kinds of things. But coming up this week are those things. And then I want the Connectors Club, the open networking at the Haverstick, and then make sure you mark your calendar for August the 23rd, which is it's not the last Friday, is it? It's almost the last Friday. Is it the last Friday? No, there's another one, but that would be Labor Day. So we're not going to do that. Anyway, that gives you an idea. We got a lot of great things that are, like I say, that are in the works to do some online stuff. We've just been really having a lot of fun going out to the Bright Ideas. Bright Ideas and all the other events. Oh, and we have in October, it's the Tricks to Make Networking a Treat, which is another event we're sharing with inspiresmall.biz. So that is coming up, and I believe that's on the 23rd of October. So we got a lot. There's Deanna, yay. So anyway, everybody Deanna, we are doing on August the 23rd, we are going to do our quarterly, and I've got you written down for your tea. So we'll have to talk about that, how you could do that. You remember you volunteering it?
Yes, ma'am. I just need to know how much you need.
And so I think that'll be wonderful. That day, everybody, you guys get an advanced warning. Be in your closet figuring out which one is your favorite football jersey. Okay, that's what you're gonna wear. Hopefully, you're gonna wear. And if you're looking at me like I don't like football, I guess you're gonna have to figure some out. Borrow one from somebody that does like football. I don't know. Just you're gonna wear your favorite jersey. So we'll go from there. But Deanna, we will talk. Okay.
Yep. I'm working on the plants now. I just was going out to, until it started threatening to rain. I was going out to, fertilize the, stevia and the plants so that they'll continue. And I had to nip all the buds so that they wouldn't go to seed. I'm like, no, we are not going to seed now because we still have growing to do.
Yes, there you go. Okay. So so she's promised us this wonderful tea for our event, everybody. So you got to be there, and she can tell us more as we get closer. But thank you. And I did make the connection. Okay, forget it. Go ahead. I'm excited. Okay, Dawn, take it away, please.
All right. Thank you so much, Jennifer Johnson. We'll go ahead and get started with our round table of introductions. And I know that Robert has to depart from us early, so I'm going to invite Robert Hailey. Are you ready to introduce us to yourself and your business?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Robert Hailey with Old National Bank, Community Development Loan Officer here at Old National Bank. Been with the bank quite a while here. Been in this space, banking business for over 25 years. helping folks, low to moderate income folks, Black and brown folks become homeowners. I spent a good time there educating, teaching, training, coaching folks up to be homeowners. Love what I do, enjoy what I do. It's not work, it's just a passion itself. We have a great program for first-time home buyers. Anyone that's a 600 credit score, allow them to do manual underwrite. Money, if they buy a home in Marion County, Indianapolis, I got down payment assistance system up to $15,000 to assist them with a home buying process. Okay. Robert Hailey, Old National Bank. Thank you.
Super fantastic. Thank you, Robert. Do we have any questions for Robert Hailey of Old National Bank? Okay. Let's see. Next, I am going to invite Nancy Vesley. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
I'm Nancy Vesley. I help people with Iamerica Insurance. I help people with their insurance, both under 65 people and also the over 65 Medicare group. Last week I mentioned about the law that changed about short-term plans only being good for 3 months. Well, I found out that it's not a state law that was changed, it was a federal law. So people in the White House signed this law into effect to try to get more people to leave short-term plans and go into the ACA, is what it's meant to do.
Nancy,
Yeah.
can I ask a question?
Uh-huh.
And I hope she doesn't beat me up because I'm going to ask this question, but I'm going to ask.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Okay, I'm going to ask it. Why is that bad?
It's based on your income. So the ACA plans, you have a subsidy if you have low income. If you have a good income, you're paying full value for the medical plans. And the medical plans are very extreme high. I mean, I think they start out like $1,000 a month.
Okay.
While short-term plans for like a 50-year-old, you could probably get for a couple $100 for catastrophic coverage, but it would cover you the same, especially if you're healthy.
But is it, okay, I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to but I guess I'm just wondering, and because, just so everybody knows, she's talking about me, not just me, but I'm in that ballpark because Philip's going to be on Medicare here in a couple months. And I'm in that, and that's why I'm asking, because I'm trying to, what I get scared about the short term. I think I'm pretty healthy, but no sooner do I take out a short-term plan, I'll get sick. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying you don't know that, Nancy. I'm just saying, I just want to understand the perspective.
Short term is just what it's called. The other thing that it's sometimes called is catastrophic coverage.
Right.
If you picked it up and you got sick, it would pay you. It would pay for your treatment.
Okay.
So in the past, what would happen, it would pay for your treatment now, but when you go to renew next time, it would kick you out.
Okay.
Because you have some pre-existing issue. So the word short term, I mean, when you're at an employer, you usually review your insurance every year, right? I mean, it's really short term there too. It's year by year, it's how it's run. So, I mean, it's the same thing. And the marketplace is expensive and they want you to go back and buy it there.
Okay. Well, and that's what I needed. You know, I'm just obviously, guys, in a couple months, I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, Nancy told me, but I didn't believe her. I don't know what to do. But I said, you know, so I want you to know, I'm not trying to throw a wrench or something that I'm trying to catch her or anything. It's really, I'm just kind of curious because I was always afraid of not afraid of it. I didn't have to get on it myself back when I sold it. But when I talked to people about it, I was always nervous. They took it out though. And as long as they were healthy, that was great. But obviously the changes that have been made are not good, or you know, are making it
In the
more.
past, if they got sick, did it covered them, didn't it? Or did they get dropped?
Well, I mean, I guess what I'm saying, you know what Nancy, okay. So if I got sick once I took out the short term, what I understood is like if I was going to the, you know, I'd have to pay for, if it wasn't you know, if it was a sore throat or something, right? I'd have to do that, or I'd have to pay. But if it turned out, so catastrophic is like if I cut my leg off, right? Or something
Right.
like that. Is
Yes,
that what you're saying?
something major happens.
Right. So I guess I don't know if they could drop you, because really short term was meant to be short term. So you know what I mean?
Well,
I don't want to make a big deal about.
Before ACA, once your insurance ran out, the company could deny renewal of your insurance based on pre-existing conditions.
Right.
So they would, going back to the 70s, they made it illegal for an insurance company to drop them mid-policy. That's where the pre-existing condition situations came in, where they made it legal for an insurance company to say that we're not going to renew you. And that's where the ACA bill came in. That said you're protected from pre-existing conditions, especially around the catastrophic plans.
So, but with the short term though, they're not really covering. I mean, they're only covering certain, I mean, what did they
Cover
cover
everything. I have two people, short-term plans. They both ended up with stage 4 cancer.
oh my goodness.
Everything covered at this point because they're in the middle of their policy. So until they finish their policy, everything's covered. They've made their deductible for the year.
Okay, well, that's, I mean, because I guess maybe the short-term plans are a little, you know, are maybe a little different than maybe what I'm not trying to throw you, we don't have to, but we're going to be talking about that. And that's when you said that, I'm thinking, well, why is that bad? But I haven't seen the premiums for a plan that I might be on anyway. I mean, we were talking about whether a short-term plan might work for me. I'd be very afraid to take a step outside the door though, that, you know, or what, I don't know. I guess I got to learn better what the coverages are. So thank you, Nancy. I just was kind of curious. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole anymore, but we'll talk about it, I'm sure.
Okay.
Many times coming up.
Thank you, Nancy Vesley. Are there any other questions for Nancy? All righty. Well, certainly if you or someone you know has questions to understand medical insurance, Nancy's your professional. Reach out and give her a call. Next, I would like to invite Pavithri Kilgore. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, Pavithri with KPSK Consulting. I do fractional human resources for small to medium-sized businesses, and we specialize in labor and employment law. And what that means is we are very committed to making sure that our clients are protected not just from federal, state, and local laws, but also government agency compliance, because it doesn't take a lot to get a charge these days. Government agencies have gone out and hired an army of investigators to do nothing but investigate small businesses. I think last week we talked about the disparity between what the IRS is charging large companies versus small businesses. And these investigators are super new to the agencies. One of my clients, unfortunately, on Friday got an EOC charge, and we're looking at who, what, when, where, why. The graduated college 3 years ago, been with the EOC for less than 6 months. So I'm going to have a lot of fun trying to explain to this guy how the law actually applies to this client, because almost nobody understands this industry. So it gets complicated and frustrating easy. and it can cost thousands and thousands with an attorney if you don't take proactive measures to have the right policies, procedures, and the support within your infrastructure to fight these ahead of time.
Okay.
So that's what I do in a nutshell.
Wow.
And every once in a while, I know what I'm talking about. Just when Jennifer calls.
Thankfully, she did know what she was talking about when I called. Thank goodness.
Awesome. Do we have any questions or comments for Pavithri? All right. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite Carol Blackmon. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Yes, I am. I am Carol Blackmon. I am a real estate agent and I am located mostly in Indiana, but I'm licensed in Indiana and Florida. I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do, and I love helping people. That's what I like most about what I do, is helping people. It's exciting. I love seeing houses. I love seeing the inside of new houses and things, and I love showing them to people and pointing out things that they would normally not see. And I always tell my clients up front, says, I'm going to be honest with you 100%. I'm not going to hide anything, and I'm not going to backtrack anything. I said, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to point out things that are wrong with the house and make sure that you take notes, that you see everything that's there. Because I said, people get excited, they get into a house and they start just going, not really paying much attention, and they miss things. So I'm the one in there kind of being the devil's advocate, so to speak, and saying, hey, take a look at this, take a look at this. And depending on where the area is also, because I legally cannot tell somebody where to live. That's called steering. It's illegal. And what I do is, if they're looking in a certain area, they can look all they want. I will send them a link to a crime map. I said, just do yourself a favor, put the address in, take a look. You're good with it? We're good with it. That way they see what it is. I'm not the one telling them what it is. So I want my clients to be safe. That's another thing too. And but that's who I am. I protect people. I help people, and a real estate agent. And I'm looking for people that are also want to move to Spain or to Europe or anything like that, because I can help them there too. So that's who I am. That's what I do. Thank you.
Super fantastic. Thanks so much, Carol.
You're welcome.
I've got a quick question. When you say that you're pointing things out, so these are structural or functional type issues that may be found in like a if they have an inspector in the house, those types of things, or
it is things that normally an inspector will find. But as you're looking at the house, when you're first looking at it, you're just kind of just excited because you're, looking at something new, and they tend to skim over a lot of things. And I will point things out, like a crack, a foundation. It could be a foundation issue, a crack on a door. The door won't shut. It could be a foundation issue. And the other day we were in, and I happened to find a place where the flooring was warped up pretty bad. And they did not see that. And I said, take a look, step over here. So I had them step on that area, and they said, oh yeah, this is warped. I said, yes, just take note of it. It may be an easy fix, but I want to make sure that's there. Something like that.
Okay, got you. Are sellers required to disclose things like that to the buyers?
If the flooring is warped, not necessarily. They are supposed to disclose if there's issues in the crawl space, but so many sellers don't go to their crawl space. They have no idea what's going on in their crawl space. And like I sold one in Pendleton just recently, and the inspector came in. There's floor joists that are bad. They've actually dropped, and the sills are broken. So that's an issue. There is mold in the crawl space on the floor joists. And another one we found in Greenfield, the subfloor is rotted in several places. And I called the inspector because my friends were trying to buy it. And I asked the inspector, I said, tell me how bad the subfloor was. And they said, well, I could almost stick my screwdriver through it. I went, oh, okay, because they don't get into that detail in the report. It just says, and the subfloor had been painted. So I knew something was fishy. And they said it had been damaged by termites and moisture. I said, but how bad? Because sometimes it's not as bad. So I called him and I said, how bad was it? He said, well, I could almost stick my screwdriver through it. I went, okay. My buyer backed out. He said, I'm not messing with the subfloor because you have to take up everything on the top to put it on the bottom. So they backed out of the deal. But stuff like that I do. I go above and beyond to help my clients and protect them.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
So first and foremost, Carol, I want to say thank you because you actually made me remember a real estate agent that had a conversation with me when I was right out of college in my early 20s, when I was getting transferred from state to state. And that was a piece of advice that she gave me every time I was going into a state. I don't know anybody. 90% of the time I had never been to that state. Was to wherever I decide to buy was to go look at the crime rates and school districts ratings. And the other piece of advice she gave me was that you look at places during the day, but always drive in that neighborhood at night, because during the day, everybody's at work and everything looks great. At night is when everybody's home, and me being 20-something single female coming home at night, make sure you're driving at night to see, are you comfortable getting out of the car at night when you get home?
Exactly.
And, you know, it became such a second nature to me. I had honestly forgotten about that conversation till you said something. And it has become something I had told Spencer's kids about and stuff like that. So I just wanted to say thank you, because it is so nice to know that there are still people like you that actually still do stuff like that. So that was it. I just wanted to say thank you for that.
Well, yeah, because so many people don't think about that.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it's a decent area, check it.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. You just don't know. Like I used to live in Sunblest and Fishers. There's been a lot of things go on, theft, burglary, some assaults, and it's picking up. So I want to make sure where they're buying, they feel comfortable with it, they feel safe, and that then we can move forward.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pavithri.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. Are there any other questions or comments for Carol? Okie doke.
Awesome.
Thanks, Carol.
You're welcome.
Next, I want to invite Deanna Morae. Are you ready to introduce yourself and your business?
Absolutely. My name is Deanna Morae, and our business is ReZenergize Sanctuary, a sanctuary where our mission is to help relieve suffering. We believe that relieving suffering has everything to do with bringing more love into the world, because suffering people can be harder to love, and people who are suffering often have less love to give because they're consumed by what they're dealing with. So the best way to bring more love into the community is to help relieve suffering. And to that end, I just came back from a 3-day intensive class where I just learned how to use a brand new device. This is what it is. It's called a Synergy device. Well, the Synergy device, Synergy company is the one who's do it. And this is a biomodulator and a transducer is what it's called. And these devices, this is a handheld scalar device. So we can can take the scalar energy that's in the room and we can take it to people who are actually suffering and in pain who can't make it here. And we can make a huge difference. I cannot believe between this device and this one, and then this is, it also comes with pads that we can use so that if it's easier to do that than hold devices. And this is one of the units that can be treating, well, it can treat all kinds of things, but I might actually be doing some of my own facials. So that's kind of exciting just for the fun of it. But after 3 days of working with and listening to all of the training of Dr. Tennant and all the things that he's been able to prove in his clinic of how it's changing my entire understanding of disease and pain and struggle that people have. So I'm super excited. And the good news is I am taking the first 20 clients who are interested in a specific 1-hour treatment using all of these new equipment. The first 20 people only will have to pay $10 for the first hour session. So it's really it's a chance to have a targeted relief session for only $10. And the only thing that we ask is that people will give us an honest feedback and some honest reviews of how it went, because we feel like this is going to be just revolutionary for everybody who gives it a go. And after that, we are still going to be maintaining a very affordable rate. So for the first several months, it will only be $35 for the hour. So all of those things give people the opportunity to relieve pain, relieve suffering. We can experiment with any old thing that's going on for people and see if we can get some progress.
Awesome. Sign me up to be one of those first 20, Deanna. I want to tell you, I had the opportunity to attend the sanctuary yesterday for Deanna's Women's Day. And I always love my time there at the sanctuary. I have been having an active psoriasis outbreak. My psoriatic arthritis has been acting up, and it's probably all the stress of a very busy month of June. But I came home and I did my my bath, the detoxifying bath, and I just woke up today feeling great as usual. So and I also got to enjoy the apple mint tea afterwards, and the oh my god chocolate that that Deanna has, which, you know, just my Monday was awesome. It was very much needed, and I had a great time. So I support what you're doing there at the sanctuary, and I can just say that it's helping me. So thank you, Deanna.
You are so welcome, and I'm so glad to hear it. That is my favorite thing. It's the part of my job that makes it worthwhile, is the part where I get to actually help people and it make them smile. When people leave and they're smiling more than when they came in, that's always a win.
Absolutely. Do we have any other questions or comments for Deanna this evening? All righty. Well, thanks again, Deanna. Next, I am going to invite Jennifer Johnson. Are you ready to introduce
Yeah,
yourself?
I've talked a lot. So let's just, we'll see you, Nancy. Be safe out there. I'm Jennifer Johnson. I'm the founder of TTR Networking, and I am a relationship marketing coach, as well as a oh my goodness, gratitude sharing expert through Send Out Cards, as well as I do a lot of music. So I would just tell you, I know I talk about it, but in this group, probably more than any other group. So if you know, or any of the other groups we have, if you know somebody who would benefit from this group, I'll tell you, we have a lot of people that are finding us, and they're new people. And I get excited for, and I'm not saying that the old people aren't good, but I'm just saying it's neat to see new people finding these groups, and knowing that I'm referring really good people to them, or I'm connecting them with people that I know are good people. So thank you for all being part of that. I also would just ask, if you are out there, I do sing by myself, but I also have our gospel group is called Great Joy, and we are booking quite a bit right now. And it's funny in the respect, like, man, all I got to do is just tell people that I do it. I can send them a link. I mean, they don't want us to suck, and I don't think we suck, but we get better every time we sing. So anyway, if you know of an opportunity to do some music, or and yes, we do get paid for a lot of what we do, but there's other value to performances. So I can't even tell you. I was talking to a lady today that's potentially having a big fundraiser in Franklin, which is not going to necessarily be right around the corner for us, but we want to sing. So it may very well, and I'll let you all know, but we're called Great Joy, and I do have a Facebook page out there called Music for the Generations, and it's JENN, kind of silly, JENNERATIONS. Music for the Generations will take you into our entertainment page on the website, but it'll also take you, if you go on Facebook, that'll be there too. So and there's some links to our music, but I guess I kind of forget sometimes to let people know. I know Pavithri stuck around our Sarah Karen. I know Dawn has heard me a few times, but we do a variety. I don't usually want people to worry. It is family safe music. Obviously, if it's gospel, it's got that, but it's just uplifting, happy stuff is what we're trying to do. So, and even when I sing by myself, that's, and I've got a bunch of that. So who do you know? I mean, one year I did this when I was in B&I plugged my music, and I can't tell you how many different things. One resource led me to a number of other things, but he wouldn't have known that had I not said something. So who do you know that's out there? And we'd love to be part of a, fundraising things or we're doing a lot of stuff. But anyway, that's it. So what do you think?
Awesome. Super fantastic. You covered a bunch of bases, and
know.
it's all you. Do we have any questions this evening for Jennifer Johnson? Any questions or comments? Carol?
Jennifer, have you guys, your group and you, thought about doing a YouTube, putting YouTube videos out there, or YouTube channel?
We do have, if you go to the rescue, it's kind of silly because it's out there, but it's on the sorry, it's To the Rescue. I'm sorry, it's To the Rescue Network. If you go on there, you will find, we don't have a page. I went out there and created a couple pages, and then I've never been able to figure out how do I download them to the right page. Does that make sense? Because I did it and then I kind of got stuck. I couldn't figure it out. But we do have some music out there on video. Yes, we do. I mean, on YouTube. That's where we actually, anything that I would have a link on our website, it's going to go back to YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
so
that's the best way to promote, is if you just keep putting YouTube videos out there, and so people can listen. And at the beginning say, hey, we are for hire. We love to sing. We love to sing this. Take a listen. Give us a call. And something like that. Yeah. Because YouTube is huge right now.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
Some of the stuff. And actually, I know a lot of you've worked with Nicole, but Nicole works, we meet probably once a week, if not more. And she was she's been, yeah, I think she probably sits there and thinks I'm totally silly because I don't know all these things, but she was giving me a lot of pointers on different things. And I mean, she's learned, she has a wealth. And so, yeah, I'm figuring these things out. I guess sometimes it just kind of like looking at a language, another something, some unknown language, when you're putting those little, tags and
Yes.
what is it, meta whatevers, but yeah, I am getting better at that. And there used to be a time when I'd be really afraid to put stuff. I don't know. I mean, now it's kind of like, okay, they don't like me, they don't like us, we don't want to do it anyway. I mean, that's
exactly.
Yeah, it's it's the same thing as any of you doing business with. I mean, I'm sure we all have clients we might be happy to work with, but then when you work with them, you're thinking, why did we do that? So there's people that don't want to work with, and if we are doing what they want. But yeah, thank you very much, Carol. That's a great thing, and it's good to know coming from other people. I always think YouTube's the answer. I think not the answer, but I think when we were doing our website, we were trying to, I don't think we ever housed like all of our TTR presents and stuff, I think, but we were running into, we had to keep getting more and more storage for the website. And I don't know if we were actually storing the whole thing, but that helps a lot that we don't have to store it on the website. So thank you.
Well, piggybacking on that comment about YouTube, I want to remind everybody that Collaborating Connections has a YouTube channel as well with our, 75 plus videos of our meetings over the years. So anytime when you've got some extra time, because we meet from 60 minutes to 90 on a weekly basis. So whenever you think about it, go back and peruse some of those videos, perhaps some of those that have occurred even before you joined the group, and know that there are some pretty awesome individuals, pretty wonderful professionals that we have met who have either been a part of the group already and transitioned away for whatever reason, or just wonderful visitors who have come to say hi and tell us about their business. And you never know, those contacts may be quite useful. So even the old stuff is good. Check it out.
Can I real quick, Deanna, I don't know when we'd get over there, but Philip would probably love to be in your group too. Okay. Cause Deanna actually did a, I don't even know what it was, Deanna, but you did it couple weeks ago for him. And, as we, sounds funny to say it that way, but she did a session or whatever. And I just think, is it part of your success, Deanna, or part of what people need to know is that your body doesn't fix itself in one session, right? It could. You're muted, Deanna. I can see you, but yeah, there you go.
Yeah, sometimes it does, but having reasonable expectations of our body and recognizing that, when it takes 3 days just to build cells, then you got to give yourself a little bit of time for the magic to sort of sink in, and of course, I can't say that things are magical because that would be against FDA rules, but I've seen some very magical results. So that's what I can tell people, is we've witnessed some really amazing, miraculous things happening for people. But I always suggest that we have reasonable expectations. But I will tell you that this transducer, I've gotten reports from people who have tried it the very first time, making really significant changes. And now that I've been trained, okay, I just have to show you this, okay? Because this is what I trained for 3 days. This is what I ended up with.
Ooh,
wow. A lot of training.
This is my binder of everything that we learned in 3 days. Everything we learned for 3 days.
Cool.
It's like just a huge amount of material. And I can tell you one of the first things, just to give you a little tip, one of the first things that he found in his, alternative, more holistic approach to wellness as a doctor is that dental infections, that people are not even aware they have dental infections, are causing some of the biggest upsets and tragedies in bodies and outcomes and in illness in the body. Because infection, when especially with a root canal, they removed what I would call the sentinel, one that would be the town crier that would say, hey, there's something going wrong here. They removed that, left the dead tissue in the mouth. So now there's nobody to tell, hey, something's going wrong here. Hey, there's a mess here. Ow, it hurts right here. There's nobody to say that anymore because they've ripped the nerves out, which is the sentinel that something's going wrong. So that was one of the very first things that he explained in detail about how the electricity in our whole body can get sidelined by just having dental infections, and especially they often happen with root canals. So
Gotcha.
one of them, and the second most important one was emotional upset. People who have emotional upset of any kind, it flips their polarities and it starts making it so different circuits in the body don't work anymore. He said, you know what he said was the most fascinating part? He said, we have to stop looking at bodies and about our health in terms of biochemistry and start thinking about our bodies in terms of electrician.
Yeah, I agree.
So that was some of the coolest stuff. And Jennifer, if Philip would like to schedule a session, all I want you to do is just take a minute to give me a call and let's look at our calendars. And we'll get you a session set up because it's only 1 hour. So, and we can do them here. We can do them in the lobby. It's easy peasy. I can even come and do them somewhere, like if, I don't know where you live, but I can even do them on location. Oh, look at that.
Cutie.
Jennifer, you're muted.
You'd think I would figure this out by now. If I did that, I'm always thinking everybody must think, yeah, whatever. Thank you, Deanna. I will, he's right here. He's been working on some stuff, which, yeah, we've got a lot of things going on, but that would be great. Thank you. I appreciate that. And, I don't know what I was thinking when Dawn was giving you her confirmation. I'm just sitting here thinking, that sounds like a good idea. And I'm like, I gotta tell her. Okay, so we'll do it. All right, thank you. We're excited for you, Deanna.
Thank you.
Very much. Yep.
All right. Let's see, it's my turn. And gosh, you all know me and what I do. For our listening audience, I'll mention I am a full-time employed during the day 9 to 5 as a corporate auditor. But in my spare time, which is limited as it is, I own a travel business. So I help individuals plan and book their wonderful travel excursions, making sure that they have an enjoyable, memorable experience as stress-free as possible. I take that burden, that stress away from my clients because I have the knowledge and connections with thousands of vendors around the world, whether it's airline, hotel, cruising, destination rail, destination getaways. Spa Travel is happy to help. So if you or someone that you know is interested in getting away and organizing a full package, including the travel to get there, where to stay, what to do, Spa Travel would be happy to help. Additionally, we are really sharpening our teeth this weekend on claiming your roots as we prepare for my family reunion on my mother's paternal side of the family here in Indianapolis. So we are making plans and accommodations for our family from near and far to come and have an enjoyable weekend. And I'll be documenting some of those preparations and plans, as well as the family history documentation that we're pulling together, and making sure that I'm sharing that and posting that on our Claiming Your Roots Facebook page, because I want other people to, again, to cut the stress, to understand that they can host family gatherings, that they should take the time to encourage family gatherings, bring your family members together in small or large groups, make additional memories, share the stories, and document the history. It's very important so that those younger generations know where they came from, who they came from, feel a sense of pride and confidence in their family, in their lives, and that they're able to confidently share those stories in generations to come. Additionally, Cheerful Chocolate Spirit is another one of my endeavors, and it is a chocolate blog on Facebook. I have been a chocolate lover since childhood, and just love to pour thoughts and ideas, recipes, pictures, quips, cartoons about chocolate into Cheerful Chocolate Spirit blog. So if anybody else out there is a chocolate lover and is looking for a page such as Cheerful Chocolate Spirit as just a quick pick-me-up during the day, or if they have chocolate contributions that they would like to share as far as recipes, pictures, etc., please feel free to reach out to me through cheerfulchocolatespirit@gmail.com. And please like and share the Facebook page. And finally, another thing that I do is the send out cards, which is a whole appreciation and gratitude movement. It's a wonderful way of staying connected with family and friends and prospective clients and long-term clients, and just to send someone an actual card, greeting card, to say, hey, how are you? I was thinking about you. I appreciate you. Makes all the difference. It's a wonderful way for me to reach out to all of the people in my lives, no matter what aspect they are involved with me in. And I can go online and create a greeting card with pictures that I choose and using verbiage that I choose that is very appropriate for the situation, rather than standing in a drugstore looking through hundreds of cards trying to find one that says what I intend or what is heartfelt to me. So once I create the card online, Send Out Cards takes care of stamping it and sending it off to whomever I have addressed it to. So there are various card packages available. There are various gifts also available that you can send with a package, whether it's brownies or flowers, games, tchotchkes, wonderful sentimental type gifts that can accommodate the card, accompany the card to the recipient. So just wanted, if anybody is interested in learning more about Send Out Cards, you can reach out to me, and I'll be happy to share that with you. You also don't have to be in one of those membership programs, multi-subscription programs. You can sign up for the Send Out Cards and just use them as you need them, one at a time or more. So it's a great resource. And with that, I'll wrap it up and entertain any questions or comments that anyone may have. Pavithri?
Yeah, I was gonna say thank you, Don, because you said you have a full-time job as an auditor, and I was like, I forgot my public service announcements today. If you are a W-2 employee or has W-2 employees, the first part of the Department of Labor salary adjustment goes into effect on Monday. So if you have salaried employees or a salaried employee, please make sure that you are on the right bracket come July 1st, because those fines are not cheap. So thanks for reminding me, Dawn. I was like, oh crap. So there we go.
Awesome. Well, that's what we do. Thank you, Pavithri. Yes, Deanna.
So I just sent another card to a lonely little girl just today from Send Out Cards, and I added my own background, and I added, it was one of those that was like, you're just awesome, with little pink flamingos on it. And I just encouraged her and asked her some questions and said, let's just keep chatting, because it was the easiest and fastest way to make sure a little girl has a reason to go get something out of the mail.
Wonderful. You just never know the extent of the impact that a card can have. But I tell you, Jennifer, you're on mute, but I see you waving one.
It's not been a good night for me in muting. Okay, you're all doing it when I'm not paying attention. I know it. No, I'm joking. But no, I shared this with Dawn earlier, and I'm sorry, every time I look at this makes me happy. A lady who I've been connected to for a number of years sent me this card. She has no idea. It's a send out card. I know it is because she's part of send out. But anyway, she sent me this card, and it was sitting on a pile of other mail. And actually now they are sending their cards in this teal color, which is really nice because it does stick out. But I'm going to be completely honest. I was like, oh, she's just sending me another card. That sounds horrible. But last night I opened it, and I just kind of melted, because it is anything but just another card. She's going through some real tough stuff with her husband, and a good friend of hers husband are both going into, or they've just gone into memory care in a community somewhere. And so she and her friend are now moving in together to keep each other company and keep each other. But this was just like, roses, are you kidding? And then I read the message, and it's all about all the good things I've done over the years. She and I've known each other. It's just like, oh my goodness. And then on the back, it says, there's nothing better than a friend unless it's a friend with chocolate. So I shared it with Dawn. I thought, but the thing is, I mean, if Deanna hadn't sent it, my message is the same though. You can't put a value on. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to show this to everybody. I know how much she paid for the card, because, but that's not what it is. Even if you did pay more than she did, I know, I mean, I can't even express how it's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, so there you go. That's how I'm going to leave it. I'm going to just say that I thank you for bringing that up, because you just never know what you're going to do for people by sending them a card. And I'm now thinking, this poor lady, I'm like, oh my gosh, give me your new address. We need to keep, she lives in Terre Haute. Is that how you say it, Carol? I always say it and I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Terre Haute, but she's moving to Florida with her friend. But she's a lovely woman who's probably got years to live. I mean, and her husband just unfortunately isn't going to be with her. So anyway, thank you, Dawn, for bringing that up. And I know it's closing time, so thank you.
Thank you. Has your friend already found a place in Florida? Because Carol's available to help.
It's a good question. She said that they're moving into something together. But definitely, Carol, I'm talking to lots of people lately who are thinking about it. I mean, I don't know if they don't like it here or what, but
I will tell you though, just real quickly, prices are dropping in Florida.
Really?
Yes, there is inventory, quite a bit of inventory coming on the market. I think people down there got kind of tired of the hurricane the last time. And now that everything's starting to come around again, I'm seeing a lot of places coming on the market and a lot of prices dropping, a lot of price decreases. So it's a good time. It's a great time to buy. Rates are kind of holding steady. They actually dropped a little bit, but every day changes. So they're in the between 6 and 7. But I mean, we went through 13 and 14% interest rates years ago. So 6% used to be really, really good.
Yeah.
So not a bad thing. It just depends on what you're looking for, but I'm seeing prices drop for really nice homes. So
Okay. Well, thank you. That's great to know that. So thank you.
yeah.
All right. Well, we are at time, but I just want to take the opportunity. I know that we're in the month of June and our June theme is juggling. And we all as professionals know very well the act of juggling, of doing several things at once, and that's okay. I want to say probably one of the most frequently used juggles that we do as entrepreneurs is the listening and doing at the same time. And just want to encourage everybody to make sure the listening piece is very important, because those who are communicating with us want to feel heard. They want to be acknowledged. We want to get things right based upon the requests or the expectations. And then the doing side, we always seem to be energizer bunnies. You know, we keep going, and there's always something on our task list. And rather than redoing or fixing a problem, we want to get it done right. So we can listen, we can do, we can juggle and make it all effective and efficient and get it done right. It takes a little bit of focus. Sometimes it takes a little magic. It takes good energy. And certainly, I'm just here to remind you, because I know you all already have this going on. So stay focused, keep juggling, be productive, and have a wonderful rest of the week. Go forward, stay cool, and we'll see you next week, Tuesday night at the same time.
Thank
Take
you.
care, everyone.
Have a great reunion, Dawn.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
We'll be
Thank you
thinking
very
about you.
much.
Yep.
All right.
Be safe,
Bye.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
We appreciate you.